But perfect. We are on. If you lift
Yes,
it a
we
little
are.
bit to capture your
I,
face. Yeah.
I can. Oh, okay. So we don't have power here. So I'm just trying to get enough light into the room.
Excellent.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm at work. I've
Wow. Wow.
I switched
Thank.
my lunch break. I switched my lunch break. I said I'll eat later, and I said
Wow.
I'll take the time. Now it suits me very well, so that's perfect. So I love your business.
Mm, we're trying.
Every time we go to a shopping center with the kids or anything, we stop by the smoothie shop.
Yeah. Very important.
We love it. So it's really like a joyful, I would say, people come happy, I would say. Or if they don't come happy, they go away happy. Huh?
Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed.
So do you want
Wow.
to perhaps tell me for just in 1 or 2 minutes, what is your business, where you are at with it?
Um. So it's a juice and smoothie business. So it was born from my passion for healthy living and eating and drinking. And there was a point in my life that I was sick. And so, and I was meant to be on a very long, I was meant to live the rest of my life on medication. But I chose to go the other way around so I discovered the healing power of fruit and vegetable. So during that period, I was just taking them all in. I would take a lot of fruit, and within 6 months, I was back to normal. I could function well. I could live without those medications. So that was in 2013. And then in 2017, I decided to just make a business out of it. And, I started without capital and just making smoothies and delivering it. And so when I saw that people are actually accepted it and like they would send in order, I'll go to the market and so I decided to like, wow, there's really a demand for a market for it. And that was how I started. So I've been on the journey basically, and it's been amazing. But it's not without its own challenges and so to and so I run the subscription. So what this means is that I send out marketing flyers and people say, okay, I want this, and then they pay me, and then it's with the money that they pay me that I use in going to the market to source for the ingredients and to source for the raw materials. And then when I come back, I process it, and then I deliver to them. So that has been the model I've been operating with the business, and it's been fun. So beyond the product, I've been able to create a healthy living brand out of it that people recognize me and they recognize what I can offer them basically, and they know that okay, oh, Queen is all about the fruit business. She's all about making everybody around her healthy, and also it's been fun. It's been interesting. So I'm at the point whereby I need to figure out how to take it to the next level, how to scale the business so that the business can not just be a way for me to earn a living. At least I should be able to make impact. I should be able to provide full-time employment to people, even though, yeah, people get part-time, here and there, I engage people part-time. So I'm kind of like wanting the vision I have for the business is to actually grow beyond me. So yeah, so that's where I am now at trying to figure it out, trying to say, okay, oh, how can I take it to the next level in the sense of trying to get funding for the business, because if I want to go commercial, there are other factors I need to consider. Yeah, there's the law whereby I need to get certification for the products so that I can store this product on shelves in supermarkets and you know and yeah, so that's it. Getting commercial equipment for this equipment for the business and yeah, what have you. So that's where I am at the moment. I'm still delivering the juice. It has not evolved to the aspect of me actually operating like a juice bar setup. No, it hasn't evolved to that point.
Okay. So you're really first stage, doing out of the top of your kitchen perhaps, or off
Yes,
the top of your
yes,
laboratory, and yeah, and it has all the potential in front of you.
yes,
Great.
yes. I can see it. I can see all the potentials there.
I can see it too, to be honest. I think it's amazing. Obviously, I don't live in Lagos, so I do not know what your market looks like in Lagos, but I'm sure you're aware of it. That's why you actually can make this vision happening. So, what I've got for you is, so we're going to talk about a number of subjects today.
Okay.
Will tie back to your objectives. But I've also got, which I don't have on a slide, but I have prepared a whole pack to send you through and send you on
Okay.
a journey of learning and self development and reliance material for the future, something to drive
Okay.
you and to encourage you to take your next steps. So
Okay.
I will send that after. It's a whole list of books, a whole list of seminars, a whole list of everything to make you believe even more in yourself and to
Okay.
acquire what you really need and to know where to go and look for what you need. Yeah. So
Okay.
to be honest, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm not as courageous as you are.
Ah,
I did not open a business on my own yet, but I've been a coach now for a number of years for junior achievement. And I think I'm going to get there as well, to be honest.
wow.
With so much
Wow.
entrepreneurship around me, I'm getting there. No problem.
Yeah.
I'm an employee. So basically, I'm an employee, middle management in a bank. Uh, and ever since I started coaching with junior achievement, I keep asking myself, what am I doing here? Why am I sitting on this chair? Why am I not out there? So it's very inspiring, and that's why I'm doing it, because it gives me such a big sense of achievement and satisfaction working with you guys, all of you, and then it really feeds my intellectual as well, because talking to one person or another, it just brings up ideas. It gives me more courage and more impetus as well. So at the same time, I like very much to share all the knowledge I have, because we do get in touch with a lot of specialists, a lot of coaches. So it's a sector where we need a lot of motivation as the
Yes, it
world.
is.
After the financial crisis, we need motivation, we need structure, we need coaching, and we need a lot of coaches. And that's what I think I'm coming in, because I think I can at least pass on or distill some of the knowledge or points on it. So why don't we look a little bit at self-development?
Okay.
So in terms of self-development, I researched a little bit, and I think there are a few authors and coaches that have written a lot about, and you can actually go and listen to their blogs, interviews, or anything that is mainly free resources as well,
Okay.
but they
Okay.
also have their dedicated books, which you can buy on Amazon or anything anywhere else if that's needed after you've exhausted and you haven't gotten the idea, which I think it's a pretty easy thing to do, to be honest. So um, the first guy that I find amazing and very dynamic, it's an American guy. It's called John Spence. So he's
John Spence.
John
John.
Spence.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's this amazingly dynamic guy. I'm just gonna show you his logo. You'll recognize it immediately when you find him. It's this.
Okay. I've taken note of it. I've taken note
Yeah,
of it.
don't worry, I'll send you everything.
Okay.
So he is one world famous top coach, and he goes into the biggest businesses, from the smallest to the biggest as well. He has a range that is amazing. So he's not just working with uh, Forbes 500 or whatever. He's working with everyone, and he does also some pro bono work. But the most impressive thing is that he manages to distill the best advice and say it in the very simple way. So I did um, a big coaching seminar in January. It was about 10 days. And in these 10 days, I got to meet John Spence.
Okay.
And for me, I didn't really think of me at that time. I was like, wow, I absolutely have to share this with all my junior achievement people, because it's just amazing. So what he says that the most what he thinks are the most important things when somebody wants to move ahead in their business, and they are dynamic, they are set up mentally for it, is he says that they're thinking about how to grow their business to get to the next level and make it scalable. It's exactly what you said. So
Yeah.
you're already in there. Validation, John Spence. How to manage fast growth, because you can grow very fast sometimes, and it might be a surprise, but you will not need to be surprised. Then
Okay.
it's creating a culture of disciplined execution with high level accountability. Now, okay, this you need to look at it in terms of the size of what your business is. Yeah. So if you're just 2 or 3 or 4, obviously it's easier than when you have hundreds of thousands of employees. So you also need to think about how to deal with aggressive competition and new starters, because now you're the new starter, but tomorrow there might be somebody else. Although I think you really have the drive on in you, because really you're doing it from the heart, and that's very important. So doing it from the heart, and now you're gonna drive it with your brains, and that's perfect. That's what you need. So then you also have to be very focused and not distracted and divert. So that's absolutely crucial. So these are the 7 most important areas, really, all in all. I'll send them all to you, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Now, I think it's very important to basically read a lot. So in order to get to know so much as to put in place a good plan, is, yes, you have to start with a straw man. What I call a straw man is just a plan that you have to start somewhere. So just don't stall, don't think too much about it. Start putting it on a paper, on a big sheet, on the wall, and think about all the steps that you need to complete in order to get there. So you have your big objective. So you have, I'm starting here, I need to get here. What are the steps that I need to do, to pass by, in order to get to my objective? There's a beautiful story about me and my little 7-year-old that we went in on holiday. When we wanted to climb a peak, not a big peak. He's only small. So we said, let's go up there on the top. And he said, yeah, okay, but that's a lot. And I said, don't worry, it looks a lot from down here, but when you get there, it's amazing. So we started walking. After 10 minutes, he said, Mom, no, that's enough. I'm happy with where I am. I'll go down. I said, I'll do you a deal. I'll do you a deal. Walk another 10 minutes with me up. And then at that point, if you had enough, we'll go down. We'll eat a sweetie and then we'll go down. So we get there in 10 minutes. We clock it. When we get there, he says, oh, but the peak still looks very far away, like it did when we stopped 10 minutes ago. So he said, okay, let's get down. And I said, wait a minute. Here's your sweetie. Now look back. Look back. And I showed him where we were 10 minutes ago. He said, wow, I walked so much. I said, yes, you walked so much, you got so far. So the lesson for him that I wanted to give him is, it might seem really difficult to get there at the top, to do your homework well, to be the first in class or be the best in class or whatever you want to be. But don't just look at the top of the mountain. Don't forget to check your progress and congratulate yourself for the journey you have already done, because that powers really powers your journey. It supports you and it powers your journey. So first of all, you define very well your steps. So you said, what do I want to do? So let's say you want to open the first smoothie shop. I don't know, a small smoothie shop. What do you need for that? So that's the overall objective. I want to have a smoothie shop and I want to have one person working for me at the smoothie shop. So you need to see, okay, I need facilities, I need material, I need all the processors, all the mixers, I need the ingredients, how do I store the ingredients, I need to know, I need licenses, I need to know the employment law, because probably you will need to draw a contract or what other arrangements are out there, and how do I make this efficient for me to work in my benefit, meaning I have a lean structure that will bring me less fixed costs and less costs, but sufficient profit. So I can even though. But that's just one of the main goals. So whether you want to do that or you want to stay without a smoothie shop on the highway or in a shopping mall, that's also a great plan, because as you said, you deliver to business events. That's amazing. I think that's the most profitable market, if I'm not mistaken, is it?
Yeah, it's profitable, but so like I would say, like, I don't have connection or whatever, but I've been able to pull it off, get to this point that I am without knowing people or without being connected. But there are major big events that you really need to know people, and you really you need to get people to know you. Not like you need to know people, you need to get people to know you. So I'm still working in progress, basically.
Excellent, because I have a whole.
It's really a profitable market, serving events, weddings, social and corporate function. That I don't need to bear the cost of a shop.
I agree. So basically, we'll talk about networking as well in this session.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sorry.
So, but first, before we get to networking, I'll send you a very special note on how to turn ideas into action.
Okay.
And that specific point is going to be linked to the fact that I'm sending you lots of references for books, articles, free resources to read. So be hungry. What I mean is be hungry for reading and absorbing all this information. Sometimes it might seem tiring because you are doing stuff, but squeeze at least one article a day.
Okay.
It's amazing resource that will turn you into a very pro businesswoman, to be honest.
Okay.
So now, after you read all these articles or books that you will be reading, I will need you to challenge yourself. So take one by one. Just take one by one and read, and you say, okay, this is relevant, this is not relevant. If it's relevant, then challenge time. Like, you need to discuss and interact. I don't know if you have a group or you have friends that you can discuss things with.
Mm. I do.
Good. Make it a habit. Make it a habit. Bring them an article, bring them something, discuss, read, and then discuss. So that means, because there are 4 important things that you need to do in order to really reach the next level, is upgrade yourself. And that's what you will be doing through a lot of reading. And of course, the networking and everything else. But this is first. And then you need to define what is your focus. So the more you will be reading, the more you will be reading, the more you will see everything will fit in together nicely.
Okay.
You will need to figure out what you want to improve and what you want to stop doing. And that's also a process that takes some time. And I'm talking only in general here, because these are life skills, basically. But it's a very precious skill to know what to stop. So that's why I'm saying, try to bake into your day, if not every day, every week. But I personally try to do it every day. I fail miserably, but I get there in the end. I remind myself, hello, it's time. You didn't do it yesterday. It's time to do it today. So just take that time, carve out 10, 15 minutes of reflection, and think about, what have I done this week, today? Look at the long term as well. Am I still on track? Am I not? It doesn't have to be very elaborate sometimes, but sometimes you'll have deep thoughts. And sometimes you'll even feel not depressed, but fearful sometimes, saying, oh, there's a big push coming ahead. I don't feel so courageous. Talk about it. Get your friends, say, hey, I need a little bit of encouragement here. Mm-hmm. So use your friends, use your network. Now, I will also send you something that hopefully will be very good and will serve you well in these moments when you say, oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I don't have so much courage. And I call it get unstuck.
Nice, sounds good.
Sometimes it's a spiral. So it's one event after the other, and saying, oh, it's getting worse and worse and worse, and I cannot get out of this. So inspiration, or just an article to say, read me again and again when I need to get unstuck.
Okay.
Build up my courage again and again. So I'm going to do that as well.
Okay.
Because you need to create traction. It's like a car in the mud. You see? If you rev it up and you try to go forward and put more speed and more speed, it's not going to work. First, you have to stop, assess, and then take stock of things and do it right.
Okay.
In my experience, if you try to quickly do it because, oh, I have no time to stop and think, that's the wrong impression, that you will actually gain time. You don't. You might be taking the wrong decision.
Okay.
So it's important to just take a big deep breath, drink a juice, and
Yes.
then
So
drink a juice, the one you love most, and feel
okay.
empowered again.
Okay.
So that's I'm gonna definitely send you that on the Unstuck.
Okay.
Now, what did I want to talk about right now? I wanted to talk about something that I found very inspiring. Um, Sometimes I find some of the entrepreneurs that I'm coaching, even myself or my husband. By the way, my husband is an entrepreneur. He's his own boss, and he loves that. He loves that, and he does training on communication skills. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's a little bit. Sometimes he's stuck as well. So then I sometimes I hear him even last night because I'm the sounding board. I'm the sounding board because he doesn't have colleagues or employees. I'm his sounding board. So he says,
Okay.
um, I should have mentioned this. He had a meeting with a client or trying to reconcile to clients. So I should have mentioned that. So I said, yes, sometimes I've left like that a conversation and I had that impression. So what do I do? And I said, well, to be honest with you, perhaps in the past I would have felt stuck, but this year I have something else in my mind. And I said, for every conversation that I'm about to have, I'll think a little bit bigger in advance and plan at least 3 levels of success. So,
Okay.
yes, it's a lot of work, but it brings back a lot of satisfaction. So you have level 1, 2, and 3. So whether you have a business meeting or anything is, first of all, you have to figure out what is the worst that can happen.
Okay.
Then write down your answer. It doesn't have to be very long. Just write down 1, 2, 3 words. What do you think? The minimum I'll accept for success out of this action is, name it. Go in with terms that you know and you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Then, level 2. What do I want to achieve here? So that's level 2. What is my primary purpose for this meeting or call? Or why am I doing this marketing push? Why am I doing this action? And decide again and write down your answer. So all of this should be definitely in advance. And then level 3, if today was your birthday and you could get everything that you could possibly dream of from this meeting or conversation or contract signing or anything, what would that outcome be? So as you can see, what is my minimum and what is the minimum I would go away with? What is that I actually want? And what is my dream, my absolute dream? That
Okay.
maybe I can get that as well.
Okay.
Plan that in advance and have a think about how it looks. Test it on a small thing and think how powerful it can be for a big thing. I'll
Okay.
send you materials for that one as well, so you can plan it. But the
Okay.
secret is that by thinking a little bit bigger than thinking from, oh, if today was my birthday, what can I get? Well, just write it down and dream big.
Okay.
And sometimes in the middle of a discussion, the opportunity is there to add a little bit more on the agenda. Never lose that opportunity. And if you're well prepared in advance, you will not lose it. That's for sure.
Mm. Yeah. I think you're very correct. So, like, something happened to me of recent, and there was this business meeting that they said they were going to be giving supporting small businesses, and I knew that my business also needed some sort of financial support, and so when I saw the event, I said I was going to be there. So when I had already defined the problem that I needed them to support me with. So all the answers, I actually took time and I went through the problem of the business, and that if I get support, this is like I'd already done like a statement of the problem. So when I got to the event and they asked me what is the problem, I just gave it to them simple within 15 seconds. And I scaled through the first screening with that. And then the second screening said, why should we support you? Within 15 seconds, I told them why they should support me. And I scaled through. And that was how I was able to get the fund to get my commercial blender for the business. So I understand what you mean by what you just said now, that opportunities are there, or it depends on how prepared I am for such opportunity.
Yeah, never miss an occasion. Be prepared. Sometimes of course, we don't always have time to prepare. But we want to be at our best. So create yourself the opportunity at being at your best.
Okay.
It's many people when they say it, even me, I say, "Oh, this is common sense." But why is it? What's stopping me from doing it? It's only myself. I am stopping myself from doing it sometimes because I overthink. I want to do 10 million things at the same time. No, stop, breathe, and think. And drink,
Okay.
and drink a juice.
And drink juice. I will.
Yes, keep calm and drink a juice. That's what it is. So, networking. I have a big name for you that
Okay.
will. She has immense resources and has immense resources not just for tips in networking, but also for fundraising techniques and everything you want. So, and of course, you'll take it with a pinch of salt and apply it to your reality. So her name is Judy Robinett. But don't worry, I'll send you everything, absolutely everything. I'll send you some of her articles, a link to her a blog, and everything else. She's an American lady, an amazing American lady. Uh, she's been CEO of huge companies, and she very much opened in these 10 days of training that I've done in January. She opened and she said, actually very open, where she started. She said, well, I was sort of a shy person. I didn't really understand what networking can be used at. And even at the first attempts, she was very much running away from it. And then she had her aha moment. And then she understood and became probably one of the most amazing networkers in the business world we have today. So, what she's talking about in all her books. So one of her books, it's specifically about fundraising. I'm not a specialist in fundraising, but
Okay.
what little I can say is that, to give you an example, I worked at some ideas with some college students that they had their mini enterprise and they were struggling for funding. So they said, well, we want to do these interactive agendas for people, for them to have time to relax and do the activities in the agenda. But it's pretty expensive to produce the whole kit. They wanted to produce an agenda. They wanted to put tea bags in a box. They wanted to put grains to be planted and lots of other things. And I said, okay, it's a nice idea, but it needs money. So what they did, because they obviously they were at the beginning of their career, they didn't really know how to get more money. So what they said, okay, what can we do? I said, you can bake a cake each and go to your school and ask the director if you can sell it at lunchtime. The proceeds, you use them for your business. So they said, oh, that sounds interesting. Let's go and do it. So they called me a day later to say, that was amazing. We actually have planned a whole evening event dinner for parents of the school. So they went away. They felt like, just selling a cake maybe is not going to get us what we need. They did 2 calculations and they said, let's do a whole catering event. So they got a number of moms and dads to cook an entry plate, a main course, a second course, and dessert, all for charity for them.
Wow.
And then they waited at the tables and they sold tickets for this nice evening with music in a nice scenery. From the local council, they requested permission from the local council to hold the whole dinner experience in a very nice historic place in the open air. They got it and they made a whole bunch of money. They produced their product.
Wow.
They funded themselves. So that was thinking out of the box a little bit for them. So all I'm trying to say is that with Judy Robinette, read her articles, have a think about it. That will potentially give you ideas. Search for the clues she's giving in there and grab them.
Okay.
And apply them to your reality. I know when you're small, when you're trying to grow, you really have to work a lot to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you'll be reaping out a lot of success. I've seen very successful stories of junior achievement alumni. They have an annual prize. It's called Thirds List. I've been to the ceremony last year and I've met amazing people. They are just 32, 36 years old, and they had about 10 startups under their belt. And I said, oh my God, I don't know what I've been doing so far in my life. They have their investors. They've put in place a framework. They've gathered and cultivated investors that actually follow them. So one of these guys is Sébastien Deletaille. He's a Belgian guy, but there are many others. Now, I thought I'll make a recommendation to Junior Achievement globally. Perhaps they can organize a session on fundraising because it's always such a hot topic, and invite some of these alumni to talk about this subject. It's very precious, I think. Now, anyway, coming back to Judy Robinette. Her first question when she's talking about networking is, how strategic are your current relationships? So she's already creating an state. I couldn't answer this question. I'll have to really take an A4 or bigger, put it on a wall and start thinking about it. And probably my LinkedIn pot is polluted. And probably I'm not doing very well right now on networking, and probably many things. So all these things I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm immediately thinking where I am networking, what am I doing, what am I not doing right, and I should stop doing that. Should I just delink a few links? Yes, probably I should, but it's a whole thought process. So when you develop a network, you should start by assessing your current one. Yeah. So just make a map and like a mind map or something. I just do it with chalk on the wall, and then I wipe it up. So there are a number of questions that can get you thinking and get you started on this process. So how many of your current relationships are strategic? Strategic for what you do, for what you need. What is my plan, first of all? Then what is strategic? What is the exact value they provide you? Yeah. So, and what is the value you can provide to them? Because it's a give and take. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many different professions, communities, and sectors do you actually have in your network? After you've churned it down, you look at it. And how many people higher up than you do you have?
Okay.
Because that's where you
Okay.
want to go. Up,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So have a look. How many do you have above? Who has the power of decision, budgeting, anything that can get you in? So for example, there's plenty of companies. So there's a company that organizes birthday parties for kids. In their offering that they're sending for every single request of birthday party, they're saying, yes, we will organize the birthday party for your son or for your daughter. Here's what we are doing. We're going to do this and this and that. Here's our providers. These make cakes. These make juices. These make party bags. These make... You need to get your name in there. You need to be in the vendor list of a company, preferred vendor, because you want to be the best.
Yeah.
You want them to die without you. That's what. Yeah. That's what you want for your birthday, right?
Yeah.
I want them to scream my name down the street and say, Queen, please, I know you're busy, but we want you to do it for us.
Wow. Aha.
Please,
Yeah.
please,
That
please.
should be.
That's what I
Yes.
want them to beg you. Now, you do also have to have some catchy, nice things on the product side, but the product is not everything. You and your way of servicing is as well, and that's the biggest part. How you interact with them, how you accommodate them. You don't always have to be at their mercy so that they are up there and saying, oh, we can command Queen as we want. No, 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 no. Try and just put your persona in such a position that they will come begging for you.
Yeah.
So
That's the truth.
give and
That's the
take.
truth there.
It's give and take, carrot and stick, stick and carrot. That's what it is. Anyway, how much afterwards? How much do you know about your network and about the people that are strategic to your network? So, because the more you know, the more you can link with them, the more you can create subject for discussion, and that's subject for new business. And that's subject for, hey, can you recommend me to this and that? So sometimes you also have to go a bit step further. It's exactly what I was going to say. How much do I know about my network, my network's network? So let's say I know this lady in this company and I'm linked with her. I mean, I'm linked with her. I know her. I provided services. You get to know her. She might be able to recommend you further. So how much do you know about her network? Yeah.
Yes.
How then you need to quantify it somehow and say how many relationships you are actually actively providing services once a week, once a month, once every 6 months, once a year. So because that helps you get a strategic view of what your business plan should be. and where you want to go. And it's all networking.
Yeah.
So these are first 5 and most important things. Don't worry, I'm gonna send them all to you.
Oh,
So
thank you so much.
you can take all the papers and put them around you like that, and you sit in the middle. You sit in the middle, and you brainstorm and you do your you do your business plan and develop yourself, because that's absolutely that's the best personal development. Doesn't have to cost money. Practice is the best thing, and it comes cheap. You don't have to have money to get better and be better. So that's my.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That's
You're very
really,
welcome.
really interesting. It really hit home. Okay. So I don't know how long this session is supposed to last.
Well, minimum 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour and
Oh,
30 minutes. But we have plenty of
oh,
time for questions if you have any.
okay.
You can also reach me after, no
Okay.
problem. If you ever have a question, you can ask me.
Okay. So I would just go through the articles that you send, and whenever you've given the whole point, ideas on how to raise funds and to carry out my projects. You just gave a good example, and I'm just going to go through the articles that you send, and see what insight I can get from it, and see how I can use that to get to the next thing for me. Thank you so much. Thank you
Reading is
so much.
inspiration. Reading is inspiration. And it really doesn't cost anything. So it just costs time. I know it's time. And sometimes when you need to work for a living, like I do, like many of us, time is precious.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so
It's
much.
been
I would
a pleasure.
what did you say? What did you
It's been a
say?
pleasure.
Okay, so I wanted to find out if we'll keep doing, if this is like an ongoing thing or it's just a one-off thing.
I think it's just a one-off thing right now. But
Okay.
if you reach to JA and you say, I need more coaching, I'm sure they will indicate you what is the right framework for that.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay?
Wow. So it's not like we're going to be doing this like once in a month or something, like doing
No,
this.
it's a
No,
one-off.
wow.
It's a one-off, but I would love to hear back from you when you are
Okay,
somewhere.
okay. Email, email, email.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay.
I
That
will send
works.
you and you let me know, because I really want to hear what you have done with your business in a year also. I don't know.
Yes, yes, most definitely. Progress is sure. I'll keep pushing for progress.
But
Thank you so much. This
you've
has
got
really been,
energy.
yeah, yeah. It. Thank you so much for taking your time. It's really been impactful,
Excellent.
and
Thank you.
I won't forget. I won't take it for granted. And I'll go through the articles and send back if I've got question. I'll send you email, and I hope you respond from your busy schedule.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
So I don't know. Is this the time we'll say so that you can get back to work and so that I can attend to other things? Yeah, I absolutely appreciate the fact that you're sending me those articles and resources. I wasn't expecting it, but you chose to actually do the research and send me. I really appreciate them.
Wonderful. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Okay.
Wish you
Okay.
all the best. And
Thank
I'll
you.
be sending you, you will be able to see this recording again.
Okay.
I'm also going to share with you, I'm going to send you all the materials so you can start browsing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.